Okay, everybody, we're now going to go over to our final run of InstaSpeedathon 2023. This will be the Quake 3 DeFRaG run, the skills and level showcase, or something like that. Yeah, skills slash levels showcase. So that's going to be what we're going to be going on with by Crazy L. He's live now, so if you can introduce yourself, introduce the couch, introduce the run, give me a countdown for when you want this timer to start. Let me know when the timer starts and all that stuff, and we'll get going.
Cool, thank you very much. My name is Crazy Owl. I'm a DeFragger. I'm joined by a couple other DeFraggers. First of all, we have Mac, who is a TF2 rocket jump aficionado.
Hey, how's it going?
We also have Kitten Ignition, who is our VQ3 expert.
Hello, that's me.
And we have Adam, who is the Master of Productions.
Yeah, I'm just
Or
here.
Or
Hi.
the MP, as we like to call him. And
MVP.
yeah, this is MVP. This is Quake 3 DeFrag. We're going to talk about that, so that's cool. First thing you really need to know about Quake 3 DeFrag is that it's about going fast, and you don't really go that fast. Normally, you walk about this speed, but by combining some movement keys and the way you move your mouse and stuff like that, it's all a bit cryptic, but you can quite easily gain a bunch of speed. And when I do that, you'll notice that there's this green thing on my HUD. Basically, all that's showing me is the zone where I need to point my crosshair while I'm pressing forward and left or forward and right strafe in order to gain speed. That's where I need to look. Basically, if I look out of that zone, you see I don't gain any speed. If I go too far, you'll see there's like a red zone where I also don't really gain much speed or gain no speed at all. So that's the basics of strafe jumping. And there's also like bunny hopping, as in like Quake 1 or Source Engine games, like CS Bunny Hop or whatever. Anyway, sorry, we're getting started now. 3, 2, 1, let's go. We're on the wrong map. My mistake. I pressed the button when I shouldn't have. But right, we're going. So yeah, take it away, lads, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Well, what is DeFrag? Where does DeFrag come from? It's a Quake 3 mod, right?
Oh, geez, we're going into the history.
Yeah, oh
of
yeah,
that,
we're
but
going deep.
Well, back in the day, people knew what strafe jumping was in some rudimentary form in Quake 1 and Quake 2, and then they found it out in Quake 3. Someone made a mod for it in like 2001.
So it's pretty old. It's very old.
Yeah, it's pretty friggin' old.
One of the oldest like movement mods type games or mods for games rather. Because obviously this is a lot like CS Bunny Hop or TF2 rocket jumping, that kind of thing, CS Surf, but it predates those all by a few years at least.
Yeah, the true OG. And it really
So,
feels like
to my understanding, DeFrag originally started as a mod to time how long it takes to capture a flag in CTF in Quake 3. But I don't know how true that is.
That would make sense, but I don't know anything about that. I know it was made into a mod long before timers were added. Like, that wasn't the first thought, so that would make sense.
Yeah, so anyway, the basics is it's a bit of a non-traditional speedrun from what you've been watching today. It's not like a single-player game where it has a defined start and end that way. There's just all these maps are user created. There's about 15,000 DeFrag maps now. It's quite a lot. So there's a lot to choose from.
There's a lot to choose from, but also you can see that it's pretty accessible to make maps for this, which is cool. You need to put up with an old editor, but it's so simple to make these simple shapes that anybody can do, which is really nice.
Yeah. So this map has got a cool little skip at the start that I'm going to show off. So the intended route, I suppose, even though the skip is intended that you would come around here, but you can easily jump over this wall, and this sets the tone kind of for DeFrag with like hard to execute but very rewarding skips and ways of getting around map geometry faster than it's the so-called intended route.
Just very quickly, someone just mentioned Kitten's sound is a bit low compared to Owl. I'm not sure
Classic.
if I'm assuming. Hang on, let me have a hear of it to see what it sounds like.
Well, my input is at max. I'm just a quiet talker.
So
Sorry
there's
about
we're playing what's called CPM right now. There's 2 physics rule sets in this game, and we'll have a little look at VQ3, the other physics rule set, later on. VQ3 stands for Vanilla Quake 3, so that's the original physics that the game sort of shipped with, and I cannot do this, Skip. I'm sorry, it's very frustrating. But yeah,
CPM is a blend of like Quake 1, Quake World style physics.
exactly. So what can you tell me about the differences between VQ3 and CPM?
Well, yeah, in CPM you got this crazy air control where you can turn really sharply in the air.
Mhm.
It's still nowhere near as sharp as Source. Source always is kind of crazy with the air control it gets, but it's like a toned down version of that, so you can turn really sharply. Weapons are a little modified. Double jumps, ramp jumps, you can jump higher.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we'll see
yeah,
a
that's
double
pretty
jump
much
on
it.
this map towards the end.
right there
And,
Well,
and right here.
yeah.
So
So you
double,
see how when he jumps once and then immediately jumps again off a higher platform, if you jump twice within a short window, the second jump will like get an additive speed boost to it. So
height
you
boost,
can clear
height boost,
big
not
again.
speed boost.
A height boost, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Speed boosts you get from ramps. If you land on a sort of downward facing ramp like I just did, you get a bunch of speed from that, just like the original Quake. That's how, you know, if you've ever seen any runs on Quake, you'll see them abuse the ramps as much as they can when they're available. Other ramps, like facing towards you, like going up the way, you sort of trade speed for height. So you get like ramp jumps, and you can also perform a double jump on a ramp to get a double ramp jump kind of thing. So it's all additive that way, and I'm really failing here.
So yeah, as I was saying, it's a little bit different to like traditional speedrunning games that you guys have probably seen throughout the whole weekend, where it's the maps are quite short, so they're very reset heavy. There's you don't need to lose too much speed to make it worth just trying once again. But it also means that like a lot of these maps are like the focus is on optimizing the map rather than necessarily like finishing a hard map.
Yeah, it's just like traditional time attack game mode, kind of like Trackmania style.
Yeah, time trials.
Just pushing them. It's time trials.
So yeah,
But
this
it does involve resetting a lot and just pushing the absolute limits. You know, shaving off milliseconds towards the top end.
Yeah, frames, it gets as low as frames. This game runs at 125 FPS, so a frame is 8 milliseconds, and that's the lowest amount of time you can cut off of a run, like the smallest increment of time. And people will grind for hours and get, you know, an 8 milliseconds improvement, and it's like, okay, GG. That's how, like, optimized DeFRaG is. But yeah, speaking about ramps, there's plenty of ramps in this map, and double
Sometimes you grind
jumps.
for hours and you get no improvements because
Yeah.
you don't even finish the map for 3 hours.
Well, that's the other side, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But then there are a lot of maps that are more similar to single player, but anything in this game is going to be really movement heavy. Like these adventure maps, Ancient Valley, are still really technical, but those ones are more about finishing the map at all rather than getting a really, really good time.
Speaking of finishing the map, okay, I almost failed.
Nice.
Yeah, you can
so this
see.
map is.
Go on, sorry. No, I think you're going to say what I was going to say anyway.
I was just going to say this map's a good example of a map with lots of different routes. Well, not lots of different routes, but there's different routes depending on which, like your skill level. So you see that big jump that I'll managed to do there. If you're not quite at the level to be able to clear that gap, you could go to the left, and you'll obviously lose speed. You won't be as quick, but at least it makes this map like accessible to be able to finish, even if you're not quite at the same level as well.
Yeah, if you can't make this big gap here that I did a minute ago, then you can just easily go off here to the left, and you can take a shorter skip, or just, again, go around even more. Obviously, it's a lot slower, but yeah, a lot of maps are accessible this way. Some maps just aren't, but yeah, I prefer the maps that are like this. Give you multiple route options and choices and ways to complete, so everyone can, you know, enjoy it.
We had a sneak peek at the next map, which is probably...
Oh no, I've ruined the map cycle. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, this next map that we're going into now is the epitome of a map with with lots of different routes.
Yeah, this is
If
El
you've seen,
Clasico.
yeah, if you've seen DeFRaG before, you've probably seen this map. This is the Dust 2 of DeFrags, which yeah, a lot like this is probably the map that a lot of people would recommend if you're just getting into the game. There's lots of ramps both down and up. You can just go as quickly as possible. And we'll even see another mechanic here called Slick, which lets you go very fast. We'll talk more about that in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. We've also got shootable doors here. That, yeah,
Oh,
GG.
and lava.
And lava, yeah. Lots of lava. Most of the floor is lava. Not all of it, though. But yeah, there's some shootable buttons that you have to open, like gates that you shoot them. They're technically buttons within the game, but they're, yeah, gates or whatever, doors, I guess. Are they buttons? I have no idea. It's not important.
Pretty sure these ones are doors.
So this map was made for a competition called DeFRaG World Cup, and it happens, I wouldn't say quite yearly, but every couple of years. A big event is organized where all the top DeFraggers compete on a list of custom-made maps that are made specifically for this World Cup, and then you score points by what position you get on each map. And it's really cool. We see pretty much the best mapping talent come out, so a lot of the best maps in the game are from these World Cups.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
one is a massive favorite that pretty much everyone likes.
So here we see a little bit more
I'm
of
sorry,
that
I
Slick.
skipped a map again. Hold on.
Yeah, I think probably would be a good idea is do this map and then manually go to the next map and then
I'm
we'll
on
be
it.
back on track.
I'm on it.
But yeah, so we're seeing more of that Slick now. It's kind of this ice texture on here. It's not tied to a texture, but it's a good way of showing it off. And I believe that it was originally added to the game to act as ice on multiplayer maps where you just slide across. But I guess people realize that in these kinds of physics that you can get some crazy speed.
Well, like I say, so it was intended as ice, and VQ3 physics, it works as ice. And CPM, it doesn't. CPM is a custom-made physics that sort of combines Quake 1, 2, and 3 tech all together. So when you have this left and right sort of strafing, it uses your ground axle, which is higher in CPM, because you're on the ground, and that gives you tons of speed when you turn left and right like this, so you can really easily abuse it. We'll be seeing a lot more of Slick later as well. This map is Slick as well, but more, it's just kind of dotted around the map as opposed to being the entire focus of the map, which I find a lot more fun, to be honest. Purely Slick maps are cool, don't get me wrong, but this is a lot more interesting to me.
Yeah, it lets you get like a burst of speed on them rather than the entire map being dedicated to the speed.
Yeah. Can also be used to turn really tight if you need to.
So you can also see at the start of the map what Al's doing there is called a circle jump. It's a good way to get like a little burst of speed at the very start of the map. You can also see like sometimes if he doesn't quite get the speed that he wants, he'll reset, and that kind of goes back into the kind of philosophy of trying to just trying to get the best possible speed that you can.
So if anyone who's familiar with Quake will be familiar with its wide array of weaponry. We've got like, what, 9 weapons? We don't use all 9 of them, but obviously starting with the rocket launcher, the classic, is a lot of fun. So what can you tell them about what I'm doing here?
So yeah, we've got plenty of cool tricks with the rocket launcher. What he's doing there is called a stack, where you fall faster than your rocket, so you can overtake it as you're falling down and jump off 2 rockets instead of 1 at the same time and get twice the boost.
Yeah.
You'll see also halfway through this map, he'll do the same with 2 rockets instead. So here he's jumping off 2 rockets.
Yeah, we
he's
call
shooting
it
1 down in the air.
So it'll be a 2x, this is called.
Yeah, 2x. And then this one, he'll fire 2 down and jump off 3 at the floor.
And hopefully, if I'm not a terrible gamer, I'll make it up. Wait, let's go.
Very nice.
3x is a pretty advanced technique, I would say.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Being able to do that from day one would be impressive.
And then on that platform, we get a power-up called Quad Damage, which gives you not 4 times the knockback, only 3 times, because it's called quad, but it actually only gives you 3 times. And we've been using power-ups as well. I don't know if people have noticed this sort of orange glow around my weapon. There's a battle suit. So normally weapons would deal damage to us, but when we have the battle suit, it doesn't deal any damage. And we also saw Haste as well on the other DFWC map, the one with all the lava. Haste just makes you go faster, basically. It makes you shoot faster as well, which we'll be seeing later. But this is a very iconic map.
Yeah, so we were talking about the Dust 2 of maps earlier. This is the same, but
This
for...
is Dust 1.
yeah, for rocket jumping. So this map is the map that you want to go to if you just want to jump really, really quickly in a straight line. There's obviously these obstacles as well, but this is an iconic rocket jump map called City Rocket.
One of the oldest maps. Oh! We're going for full speed completions here. We're not, you know what I mean? No.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes. Exactly.
No limping into the finish line.
No, that's not happening here. Not on the InstaSpeedathon. Are you kidding me? Oh, no way. So like, there's no speed limit in DeFRaG, by the way. These other games, like CS, Bunny Hop, and TF2 Rocket Jump and stuff like that, they all have speed limits. I think, what, like 3,500 units per second? Something like that?
Yeah, it depends on the game, but yeah.
There's nothing like that in DeFRaG. You can go as fast as you want, for as long as you want, or as long as you can.
Yeah, it's so fast to the point where the game starts freaking out a little bit some of the time. It's
Yeah, true.
pretty entertaining.
And the fact that you can chain rocket jumping with double jumping, with bunny hopping, is what makes DeFRaG so quick. Obviously, you can't do that necessarily in TF2. Although I've heard of people trying to add like CS bunny hopping with TF2
Come
rocket
on,
jumping and saying it's the best game mode ever made. But yeah, this is pretty quick.
I changed my mind. I am limping across the finish line. Alright, so this next weapon is called Plasma Gun, and it's like rocket jumping's pretty straightforward, right? Plasma Gun is a little bit different. So it's like a rocket. It's like a rocket in that it gives you knockback. It's a rapid fire though. See, it shoots really fast, but the knockback is really small. But you can use it to sort of like climb up walls or propel yourself across a wall. You'll notice these 2 lines as well. There's a lot of things in DeFRaG on the HUD that you can use to help you practice. So this line here will show me the sort of, not the optimal angle always, because there's no optimal angle always. But it's a pretty good angle for straight up and down climbing. And you can see that I can't just stay up there permanently. Like, eventually gravity sort of takes hold and I start to fall down. The one at the top is just for diagonal, because you have to aim a little closer to you. But anyway, yeah, we'll see how plasma works here. There's also a little trick that I should explain here while we have the time. So this little red box you see, it shows a couple of different things, but for now, you'll see a little white line flash across it. And basically what that is, it shows you when I have slick. So if I shoot myself at the ground like this when I land, so I'm jumping, shooting, and then doing a sort of circle jump on the ground as I land, and you can see that it gives me a whole bunch of speed that I don't normally get. And basically when that white line is in that little box, I have like the slick. So you remember the slick maps where you just sort of turn and go really fast? Well, this basically gives you the slick property for about, what, 200 milliseconds? And then
it's also extremely precise, so he won't be doing it every time he tries. It's incredibly difficult.
It is really difficult, yeah.
It's super fun and satisfying when you actually hit them.
We are going to see some better examples of it later, but I just thought I should explain it now while I have the time, because I do try and do it in this map.
It's possible to do with every weapon that gives you, well, explosive knockback at least.
So this is the way you would normally do this map, sort of along the walls. Oh, come on now. That's a little jump pad that just gives us a boost, so we can more easily climb up. Doesn't get us all the way though, so we do have to use the plasma gun to climb up. And then the last part here, you can see you would go around like that and then just jump to the end. But if we can utilize ground boosting, plasma ground boosting, like I just showed you, then we can maybe do this a bit faster. If you you can jump across like that, if I'm not terrible. I'm not going to try it too many times because we are limited of our time here. Right, I'll ignore that one, I'll do the one at the end. One at the end's a bit easier anyway. So you can just... There you go, first try, no problem. But yeah, using ground boost, you can get through that map a lot quicker, but as I said, it's a really precise trick and I'm not very good at it, so... some more weapons, however. We got grenade launcher in this map. Grenade launcher works as expected. You shoot a grenade, and you can see that little red box there is still doing work for us. It actually times the grenade explosion, so you can get an accurate jump when it explodes. The visual tech in DeFRaG is unprecedented.
Yeah, you'll also see there's a lot of power-up pickups on this map as well. There'll be a lot of power-ups that are giving him health, because usually a lot of maps will have sort of health management. So yeah, these power-ups will be adding his health, and every time he fires a weapon to do damage to himself, his health will go down, obviously. So here, if he shoots too much, he can die in that section. You saw his health drop to 8 there. Because yeah, he doesn't have the overheal power up, which is called Mega Health, I think, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah, there's Mega Health is there. I don't have the Battle Suit. Battle Suit is what would negate all damage, usually.
Yeah.
And that's what I've had previously. But yeah, we don't have that, and now I have to go back and get the grenades. Let's go.
Because you can also run out of ammo.
Yeah.
Depending on the map, obviously.
Ammo management is absolutely a thing on some maps. Right, so I don't get a grenade refill here, so if I waste this first grenade, I have to jump all the way back down. But I'm so based that I don't do that. This is a really slow run on this map, by the way. We're going to see an excellent run later on. Next up, we've got my favourite map. So again, this is the battle suit, by the way. We were talking about power-ups earlier. Pick that up, and now I don't take any damage.
If you're a regular on the Crazy L stream, you will see this map.
You will have seen this map, yeah. So this is what we call a combo. Well, the previous map was also a combo map, but this one happens a lot quicker. So first of all, we play... Go on.
No, we'll see another version of the ground boost later, but
Yes.
this time, instead of it being using the plasma gun, we'll be using a rocket instead.
Absolutely. So first we play the floor is lava with plasma gun again. And then jump up here, we get rockets in this corner, and then we're going to ground boost. Not enough speed. We need over 1,000. Ground boost with the rocket. So the way ground boost works is you're shooting yourself into the ground. And then you're taking damage, basically. And it just gives you, just like, I don't know why the developers saw fit to add that to the game, but it is in there. They didn't see CPM coming, probably. You can't do this kind of thing in VQ3. Only in CPM where you have air control. So after the ground boost, come on, okay. We need to get
we're aiming
about...
for over 1,000 because the rockets travel at 1,000. So yeah, we need enough speed so that we can beat the rockets to the wall.
There we go, and then all rockets hit at the same time, giving me a massive boost up. And we're in the next room, which is just crazy rockets to the ends. Bang, let's go. This map is fun. What can you tell me about this map, lads?
Oh shit!
So
Excuse
this
me?
map was
I mean, oh snap!
this map was created for a recent event that that I can't remember which way round he wants me to say it, but Alan and I,
Yep.
well, we put on a LAN event, and we had a few people make some maps for us. So the LAN event included regular Quake, also a couple of other games. Diabotical and Doom bring a very similar similar games for fragging modes, but we had this map along with some other maps made, and yeah, there's some things you can do in this map that even we weren't expecting, including that. So what Alan was doing there was shooting that big yellow square, and that is a button which gives you a boost of momentum, which we didn't know about until people found it.
Yeah, we didn't know about
I
it
don't
till
know if
after.
we're going to be seeing a certain demo
Yeah,
of
we
this
will.
map.
We
We
will.
will. Okay, good. You can see that even without that button, it gets pretty crazy.
So let me just try and show you again, because I know it all happens so fast in DeFRaG. It's hard to really talk about it as it's happening. First, we have a little slick ramp that we slide up, get some speed, shoot a rocket down, get a little ground boost, do 2x rocket here. Some more rockets, jump up. Then we swap rockets for plasma. Plasma climb across the wall, switch sides halfway through. Hopefully don't fall.
Switching walls is not easy, by the way.
It's not. So this gives you 400. 400 for every shot. You see that? And this floor is slick, so I just slide across it. So the idea is that you shoot the button a bunch of times, get tons of speed. I'm still gaining speed here at the top because I'm shooting it that many times. Plasma has travel time, it's not hit scan weapon. So those speed boosts keep happening even after I get to the top of that climb, so it's pretty cool. Next up we have FR Cup 37. This map's cool. More rockets, more plasma guns.
Yeah, so these maps would be traditionally called combo maps because it's combining strafe jumping, as he was doing at the start there, with a bunch of different weapon tech. Yeah, there are, like you saw at the start, purely strafe maps, and people tend to sort of stick with the style they like. I myself prefer weapon stuff over purely strafe, but it's all good fun.
With so many DeFRaG maps, like I say, about 15 or 17,000 or some silly number like that. There's categories within categories, really. But yeah, the main two categories you will see are weapon maps and strafe maps. Combo is somewhere in between, where you have a section of strafe with sections of weapons, maybe more strafe, maybe more weapons, whatever. Right. So what we're trying to do here on this map is strafe up to about just over 1,000 UPS, shoot the rocket out the wall, and then catch it and shoot another rocket for a 2x, which will boost us up to the top of that platform there, so we can continue on. It's not easy done. The maps kind of get harder as we go along, but I think we might be okay. We need to catch this ramp, double jump on the ramp, so we get the biggest vertical boost we can. This is what's called a velocity pad. It just gives us or a jump pad. It just gives us a set sort of boost. It's not actually a velocity pad. I thought it was, but it isn't. That gives us a set boost. I can't do the rocket again because it only gives you one rocket, but you sort of shoot a rocket here and then catch it with the plasma gun and climb up to the end. I'll give it a few more tries before I just limp to the end.
You might have also noticed that there's a guy going past Al in almost every one of these runs.
Yep.
Sorry, that's not a player. He's not playing online, although you can do on this map. That's actually his ghost, so that is his personal best on this map. So it's a really good way of keeping track of whether you're improving in the map, as if you're in front or behind your ghost. And there's also obviously the timer on the left that you probably noticed with the personal best, and then also your splits on the bottom right. I'm sure Al would like me to point out that these aren't necessarily his actual best because we're running on a different install of the game that makes sure that it has all of the maps and stuff. But
so this map is pretty cool. I'm just going to quickly show you what's going on here because otherwise you might miss it. So we get grenades here. We get one grenade. Oops. I didn't mean to fall.
I've never been down there.
Yeah, in the other version of the map you can't do that, but in this version for the so this is a button down here. When we shoot it, it gives us a little jump. But what it actually does is I think what it does is reverses your vertical momentum. So if I fall all the way down and then shoot it, you'll see I get a massive boost. But obviously I need to be able to see it to shoot it, unless I have a grenade and I can shoot it down, and then we get the boost later on, like so. So that's the idea on this map. That's the gimmick.
Do we have time for some quick donations? 'Cause
Absolutely.
We have had a few donations in. Excellent. So we'll go in order that I've received them. We've got Level Engine with £50 donation. It was a good experience. Thanks for hosting the event. Thank you, Level Engine, for taking part and also for that donation as well. It all was a fantastic cause. And then we've got 2 donations without any comments. There's one from Kitchley, if I've pronounced that correctly, of £50, and there's another one by Zeppelin for £20. So I want to say huge thank you to everyone for those donations. Now I have made a calculation that we are £65.69 away from £420.69 of total donations.
Nice.
Let's go.
So if anybody wants to reach that, then please make sure to get your donations in before the end of the stream so we can see that. If we can make that a reality, that would be absolutely incredible. It would be just absolutely brilliant. So if anyone wants to bring those donations up to 420.69, you know, then just get those donations in. It all goes a fantastic cause at the end of the day as well. So please help us reach that total at the very least. We're only £65.69 away from it, so we're not that far away.
Let's
But
go.
thank you
Let's
to
do it.
everybody who has also donated as well. It all goes to a fantastic cause.
It really does. And thanks for hosting as well. Happy to be here.
You are most welcome. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for submitting, of course.
Right, so I'm struggling big time on this map right now. But you get the idea. Shoot the grenade, there's the boost. We make the gap, and then we get some rockets. 3 rockets. We don't want to touch the bottom. We save 1 rocket for the top here. Teleporter to the next section. Some more rockets. As you do. Lovely stuff. And there's the end. Shoutouts to the DeFRaG bunny. This is probably the hardest map that we have here in the list today. So yeah, shoutouts to Kairos for making inhuman maps. Although this is one of his tamest. This is one of his easiest maps, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll get to see a couple weapons we've not seen so far. I think, does this use pretty much everything? Is there anything this map's missing?
No grenades. on
Oh
this
yeah,
one,
no grenades.
thankfully. I need a pretty specific start here.
Yeah, this first corner up here is very tight.
There we go. Some plasma climbing, as you do. Be rude not to. Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, I shouldn't have killed. I shouldn't have reset. But whatever. Sorry, the Seagaz, the Axel HUD looks so bad when I'm plasma climbing. By the way, I don't really know how to fix it, other than just turning it off. But yeah, after plasma, we get another rocket section. Love to see it. And then we get this weapon, which is a BFG. What can you tell me about the BFG?
Well, it's basically like a rapid-fire rocket launcher. I know we kind of described the plasma gun as like that, but this actually gives you rocket launcher style knockback as well as it being rapid-fire.
Yep, exactly. This next weapon is weird because this doesn't work. This isn't how it works in regular Quake 3. So this is the lightning gun. Anyone who's played Quake will recognize it. But in here, in DeFRaG, it actually can give you knockback, and it gives you quite a lot of knockback. So it can get kind of crazy with a lightning gun. Oh, come on now. I don't know how the knockback with the lightning gun works. Ketten, have you got any insight on that?
Honestly, I don't understand why they even did it in the first place.
I'm really glad that they did.
It's
Yeah,
always interesting, but
I'm gonna...
I don't know if they like fumbled some math or if they just gave it an arbitrary number. Or what.
Is it not just the knockback that it would be in Quake 3, but reversed?
It could be. That would make the most sense.
It is like the Quake 3 LG is really strong with knockback, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just that.
Feels like it knocks back more frequently than it would in VK3,
Maybe, yeah.
like in a duel.
Yeah, I'm going to try a couple times to get a clean run on this map because it is a really nice map to behold with a clean run. But I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Sorry. This is some terrible BFG, but let's go.
Sorry, you saved it.
Nice. This map has got a shotgun as well, but we don't use it really in CPM. It's for VQ3 where you can't turn. So in VQ3 you would have to come in here and sort of hit the wall and lose tons of speed. But if you shoot this here with a shotgun, it gives you the perfect amount of speed for or almost the perfect amount of speed for a rocket stack, which is pretty nice. And VQ3 it would be the perfect amount of speed because rockets are a bit slower in VQ3. Alright, next up, overbounces. So another quick little combo map with a twist in the middle. Well, not so much of a twist, but...
Yeah, so overbounces are a little weird. They're very complicated to explain, but just think of it as the floor becomes a trampoline under
it's a
certain
trampoline.
conditions.
So OB, overbounce, I have to jump into the corner and I must have 0 speed. I must be on 0 ups, and I can't be pressing any buttons, and I don't jump when I hit the floor either. So I'm pressing no buttons, and then I can do a rocket jump and get out from the teleport stop at the top rather. So yeah, that's how OBs work. They're basically like a trampoline. There's more to it than that, and there are more types of OBs as well. But this is only what we're going to see today.
Yeah, so this is actually just a quirk in the Quake engine. It's not something specific to DeFRaG. It's not something that's intentionally there. It's just something that we've figured out how to exploit.
Yeah,
Just hitting the
believe it.
floor in a certain way. Yeah, we'll just redirect your speed upwards for whatever reason. Very
I believe-
complicated to explain.
It's also present in other Quake engine games, including the old Call of Duty games. I think that
almost got a skip.
I think ProMod, while that was being developed, tried to capture that kind of thing as well. But yeah, it's definitely a big thing in.
It's present in the
DeFRaG.
new Doom games as well. Overbounces, I'm pretty sure. Like Doom 2016, Doom Eternal. I'm pretty sure you can overbounce a lot in that game. So this is another DFWC map, and it's a combo map, and you have Haste all the way through it, and it's pretty mental that way. And I only
Haste-
started practicing this today, so...
You could have gotten away with that, Al, I think. But anyway, yeah, Haste not only increases your general speed and your bunny hopping speed, it also increases weapon firing speed as well, which is why you can see these very, very fast firing plasma pellets.
We have more
Here's another
overbounces.
overbounce.
Yeah.
What we also saw there was a little button which lets grenades fire immediately. Obviously, if you pay attention a little bit earlier, you notice that the grenades have a delayed explosion, but under some circumstances they can fire instantly and act a bit more like a rocket launcher.
One
We
last
finish it
OB.
off with one big OB
Yeah,
through the
huge.
doors to the end.
I'm going to play that map again. just
Very
because
fancy ending. I really like that ending.
It's a lot of fun. I'm just going to play this one more time because it's a really fun map. I'm just having a good time, lads.
That's what we're here for.
But yeah, if you like
Very
DeFRaG...
quickly- oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, just very quickly, when there's time for your run, because I'm assuming it's just like a showcase of various different maps anyway, so I don't know when time is. Like,
What time are we on if we go on over estimate?
no, we're at 36 minutes at the moment,
Alright,
so
okay.
we've got 4 minutes left of the estimate. I just want to know when time is, because obviously...
Well,
it's
this
slightly
is the
different
final
time.
map.
Okay, cool. Just say time when it finishes
Yeah,
anyway.
sure thing. Will do. Oh, come on now. This jump pad section is pretty hard because it's like this map is designed for both VQ3 and CPM because it is a DeFRaG World Cup map. And DeFRaG World Cup we play both VQ3 and CPM. So the maps have to be designed for both in that regard. But yeah, jump pads because CPM is just generally faster than VQ3, so it's kind of hard to make strafe pads like this that work for both. Basically, is the idea. Or maybe I'm just terrible at strafe jumping. Cat Ignition was very kind to tell me that a minute ago.
Why would you say that?
Well, why would you say it? Why would you say it? That's a terrible thing to say to
There's
someone.
no proof, no video
dare
evidence.
you.
Show me the tapes.
Yeah, we were offline. That was in confidence.
So right
Oh.
here, we're also seeing quite a difficult technique usually, where he's going down with the plasma, but like slowing his momentum down and then redirecting it to a different direction. I believe that's time.
That is time, yes, time.
And sorry, I'll just finish off with what I was saying.
Yeah.
However, haste does definitely help with that kind of thing, but it's still not a fun thing, at least in my opinion, to have to do.
It can be difficult. Haste makes it child's play, though. I'll be honest. Right, so that's all the maps we have to play. I think that goes back to the first map.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that run.
Well, we do have just a couple of demos to show off. So some world record times. Is that okay? Is that cool?
I do have food in the oven. That's got 10 minutes left. So as long as you can get it
Right,
finished.
okay, yeah. No, we're fine. Right, okay.
Long before then, because I do need to make my little outro before we finish as well.
Yeah, we'll go through a couple. So we'll see some. We actually skipped this map by accident. But this is what high-level strafe jumping looks like now that I am nowhere near the skill level of these people. This is an Australian player called Haste. Just to give you an idea of what high-level DeFRaG actually looks like. Because what we've been watching is DeFRaG of a certain level, but it's not anything close. Like, the skill ceiling in DeFRaG is insane. The level of competition that these guys play at is unheard of, I think, in a lot of games. But yeah, the sheer speed and acceleration gain is out of this world. We do have some crazy weapon map. Which one is this? Right. This is Baz, a Dutch player who pretty much only plays when DFWC is on, DeFRaG World Cup. He comes back after, a couple years after not playing. The last time he played was the previous DeFRaG World Cup. Decides to check out one of the oldest and most contested maps in the game and just gets a world record. And like the first couple of days he comes back, he's an absolute beast. He's a monster. It's insane. It shouldn't be allowed. Right, two more demos will be off pretty soon. This is Kioi, a Finnish player, playing on the map that you saw earlier. This is a much better time than you would see from me for sure. Makes very good use of the button here, and basically skips half of this at the end using a little ramp that it comes off of. But to do you one even better, this is quite a common occurrence in DeFRaG. Players will just break open a map and play it in ways that no one ever expected them to. So this is the same map again, but a very, very different route. So you'll see here that Goblin's pretty slow to come up here, but instead of going and getting the plasma, I've just slowed down the demo. He does this crazy overhead rocket thing, which allows him to skip the plasma entirely, get onto this slick, does a double jump, rocket jump off the ramp, skips all the way to the end, the last part of the map, and just, yeah, like it's nothing. I'll just do that once more in real time, so you can just see how fast that overhead rocket. We call it the Australian. It's insane.
And he was wearing a suit while he did this, didn't you know?
Yeah, he was fully dressed. So yeah, I hope that's been a pretty good. Example of DeFRaG, or a showcase of DeFRaG. I hope you've all appreciated that. I'm just going to cheekily get one more demo in, because this one is unprecedented. This is, in my opinion, the best DeFRaG anyone has ever done. This is the best.
That was going ahead as well. There is another donation in £62.69, which is from the donor name is your name you want shown in game. I'm not entirely sure who that was.
I know who
But that
that
puts
is.
a total to £417.69. Now, unfortunately, decimal points don't appear in the not on the stream tracker, which I didn't actually know about until like today. So it is £417.69. The on stream tracker shows 418. But we are £3 away now from the super amazing number of 420.69. So if anybody wants to donate the last £3 to that, that'd be absolutely incredible. But obviously keep tuned in for like the next 5 minutes because I'm going to do my little blurb at the end as to what we're doing next at InstaSpeedathon as well.
Yep.
Right, we finished all the demos now. Is there one more?
This is the last one. I just want to break this down very slightly to show you what's actually happening, because it happens so fast. But like Goblin, you're really supposed to go down to the right there. That's the intended route. Goblin doesn't care. There's this crazy rocket stack which lets him skip that section entirely. Starts putting himself downwards with plasma to get enough speed to then flip down, shoot a rocket, hit off the wall, and then get some horizontal momentum. Uses the 2 rockets to boost up back into the plasma climb. This is like a third of the real-time speed, by the way, just so you all are aware of that. Like, this is how fast it's all happening. Plasma ground boost along the floor. Straight into the rockets. He does what's called the podsybiashka, which is a Russian word that basically just means under you. Quake 3 has a massive Russian community, and that's just one of the terms for the technique that sticks, you know what I mean? It's a pretty cool word as well. Straight onto the slick floor, slides across, more plasma climbing, and this is like... just speed this up a wee bit because he's just looking at the wall. Hits this inverted ramp at the top, which pushes him down. Hits another ramp at the bottom, gives himself a speed boost. 2 incredibly precise strafe jumps. And then it's into the plasma, shoots a plasma ground boost, does a plasma ground boost. As soon as he gets it, skims around the corner. Skimming is something we hadn't talked about. Barely makes it across the gap. More plasma climbing, up to the end here. Does a plasma ground boost here, this is huge, which slides and then onto the actual slick, so he basically just extended the slick. Another podsybiashka, off the wall again, and then down here he does something incredible. Shoots a rocket at the floor, aims himself for this little slide thing, slides off the wall, he gets horizontal momentum, and then 2 rockets. Like, I can't stress enough how precise and cool and just crazy that is. Goblin is an absolute beast of a player, and this is my favourite demo ever, and I appreciate the extra time that you're giving us here. But yeah, that's all for DeFRaG. Go to defrag.gg if you like the game, and donate more money to InstaSpeedathon because it's a good cause and we love it.
But only
That's all.
£3.
Excellent, thank you very much. Well, again, we're only £3 away from the legendary 420.69. So if anyone wants to come in with that, then I will read that out as well when it comes in, if it comes in, obviously. But I'm going to go over to my little blurb at the end as well now as well. But thank you very much, Crazy Al, for the run. Thank you to all the commentators for the commentary as well. That's been absolutely fantastic to end InstaSpeedathon 2023. Again, stay tuned in, everybody, because I am just going to quickly make a little outro to finish us off and to also announce what we're doing next, because that's going to be an exciting announcement that no one's going to want to miss that one. So be sure to stick around for a bit longer, for about 5 minutes at the end when we will do that. Crazy Al and all you guys, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say just to finish off very, very quickly, and then we will end it there?
Play DeFRaG. That's
Play
all.
DeFRaG.
Play DeFRaG.
Play DeFRaG.
VQ3.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for the run, and we'll see you again at the next event, hopefully.
Cheers. Bye-bye.